What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today, I have a very special floor plan for you. This is the 2025 Sabre 33RLP. Now, I first saw this when it debuted at a private event for the dealer manufacturers called the Forest River Expo, or the Dealer Expo. And this was a truly unique floor plan. And if you guys haven't seen it before, I think you're really going to like it. The reason is a lot of these RVs are doing these, these rear decks. I mean, like you got one right there. Those are kind of taking over the industry, but there's only two models in the entire RV industry that has a sun deck like this. And what makes it special is this actually comes up and down, similar to like a slide. It comes in and out. So it's very, very cool. It kind of creates like a little, I wouldn't say private because it's out in the open, but it's like your own personal, like little coffee area, maybe read a book, something like that. But we're going to go over this camper, probably spend about 15 to 20 minutes. Today I'm down at the Cleveland RV show in Cleveland. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of good content coming out. Flying out next week to Tampa, maybe visit Chicago tomorrow. We'll see. I'm trying to get out all over the place and kind of meet some new folks. But all the specifications, length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes, including a link for the pricing, will be down in the description. But let's go ahead and get on into it, guys. Again, it's the 2025 Sabre 33RLP. And do me a favor, drop your comments. Let me know what you think about this floor plan, because it's not just about the sun deck. It's also about the fact that this is a pretty functional floor plan alone. Unloaded vehicle weight, 12,037 pounds, 39 feet 11 inches. So it's not overwhelmingly large, but you also have, a couple different cool features, which Sabre, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of in the... I wouldn't say like middle of the road, but pretty close to middle of the road in terms of, like this is kind of where like cost and value kind of really start merging. So it doesn't break the bank, but you get a lot of nice things like, super slide, accent lighting up on the top, but then the kitchen will have the solid surface countertops as opposed to the plastic wrap, which I know is important to some people. You're also going to see, larger than average refrigerator. So it doesn't use that little 10.7. So it's more conducive to using it a little bit more. I wouldn't say, necessarily living in it, but I would say traveling around very heavily would be kind of the appropriate usage for it. Convection microwave, I'll get back to that here in a second, kind of open some things up. But then you got that tic-toc sink, which is pretty darn awesome. You have a slide out right over here, which is going to have, your no knee knockers for the dinette, table for four, a spot for all your video stuff when you're recording down at some RV shows. And the windows on Sabre are pretty unique, similar to that of like an Alpha Wolf. They use, instead of doing a tint, they do a mirrored reflective finish. When we do the outside portion of the tour, I will show you what I mean there. Now they are going to be using the zebra shades. I'm not a huge fan of zebra shades, but they do keep down on cost moderately, which is why I'm assuming they're doing it. But you have, kind of full Dracula, half Drac, and then roll it up for no Dracula. But back to that reflective finish. It's kind of like sunglasses to where, it's hard to see in, but you can obviously see out very well. So they're kind of newish. They started about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And I think they're received pretty darn well. Slide height on this model is pretty nice. I'm 6 feet tall for reference, and you're looking at probably about 6'3" or so, I would say. The side windows do not open up, but the middle one does. So pull, push, and plop, get out in a hurry, because that is also an emergency exit. This is going to be the balcony control. So in and out, there's a key lock so your grandkids, can't flip you up and press you into the window if it's got that kind of power. I doubt it, but it's fun to imagine, like cartoon style, like smash you right on in. But pretty darn cool to have that because, man, I could not tell you if I owned something like this, and I very well might at some point. This would be like super far up the way that I like to camp. I mean, look at this. Imagine hanging out here. They put some kind of goofy furniture. I don't think I would use that. I don't know why there's like a bookcase out here or like a dresser. But, man, imagine like a little table, making this a coffee center. Sit out, like read a book, catch some sun rays, or don't, because the awning goes over the entirety of the sun deck. So it can be a sun deck or a shade deck, whatever you want to do. But I would set up, the radio bumping, possibly even, a TV going on. Like you got the NFL playoffs coming up, put the game on there and sit out there and enjoy some lake life. I mean, that sounds like an absolute dream to me. The floor space on this is pretty nice because of the sun deck and the fact that this isn't a slide with another couch. So you do lose maybe another couch, but I think the inside-outside versatility is a little bit nicer. But the floor space is great. So if you have the grandkids over, you got plenty of places for like a fort. You're also going to see you got a little bit of extra storage right there. I can't remember. I just posted a video. I'm such a ding-a-ling. I can't remember if that's an armoire or an ottoman. I think it was an ottoman, they said. But it also comes up like a TV dinner tray for you as well. Recliners right here, so those will kick out so you can lay back and relax and watch your TV. And then let's see about this. Is this a... Yeah, so that's going to be a bed, and it's also going to be on the easy lift, so you can pull up and drop it. So that's going to be pretty good, again, for those grandkids. The TV on this thing is absolutely massive. You're also going to get two 15K ACs, so one right there. All the other optional equipment I'll put down in that link so you can kind of compare when you're talking to a sales guy about it. So that way you kind of know what you're getting into as you do it. But the fireplace is oversized. It's going to be that Greystone, so it's going to put out about 5,000 BTUs of heat. So on a pretty darn chilly day, like it's 24 here in Cleveland, it'll heat up, you know, quite a bit of this. Not full power for 24 degrees, but you know, on a day that's like 50 or so, 45, that'll be more than fine. Got ample storage here up underneath, and then storage both left and right, along with all the plugins that you need. And then you have the floating storage, which I really like. My wife would be putting up her crystals and her little tarot cards, you know, and all that. And speaking of which, babe, if you're watching, I love you. You got the textured glass right there, which I like. But I mean, what do you guys think about this floor plan? Pretty darn nice. I like how the accent lighting goes all the way across too. Some brands will just put it across the slide, but I imagine coming out for like a little midnight snack or maybe snuggling up with honey buns right here and getting a lot of value just out of that, just for like an ambiance standpoint. Little fan to push some of the lighting around or push some of the air around. And then you do have some privacy curtains as well. And I think just as judging by looking at this is going to be three areas where you can fold that up, I guess. It's pretty interesting. That's a very cool concept. Again, the key lock. Saber interior features, if you want to go ahead and, you know, kind of pause it on that, but that will be down in that description there for you. 30K BTU Whisper Cool dual AC. So I didn't know they were using the Whisper Quiet. That's going to be pretty darn nice. If you guys have been inside some videos, or inside some campers, I'm sorry, rather, inverter prepped, by the way, sometimes those ACs can get pretty loud. So those Whisper Quiets are definitely prepared. They're definitely, geez, Pete's, I don't know what I'm talking about. They're definitely nicer. LED lights run underneath. You can kind of see it coming through there. The solid surface countertops, we're doubling up the love today. And then your outlets here as well. So now we're back on over into the kitchen. So you're going to get a pull-out trash can, the TikTok style sink where you got yourself, if you put the little grate on, you got yourself like a little cup cleaner right here, soap dispenser, waterfall, high-rise faucet, hitting those dishes from all angles. And then here underneath, you have access to your plumbing, plenty of storage, 3 stovetop burner, and again, enough room to cook up one of those little chickens. But then you're also going to get like outlets. I can't remember if I went over this in this video already. I'm blanking out. I'm going crazy. Sometimes when you talk to yourself, you start getting a little loony. But convection microwave, place for all your wines, and then more storage over here to the left. And now you are at your refrigerator. So again, if you're not familiar with it, it's a 12-volt refrigerator, meaning it'll run off the solar, which I think, I believe it has 200 watts of solar panel up top, but you'll definitely want to double check that. But you got ample room up here, and then you got 2 pull-out freezer drawers, which is pretty nice, you know. And notice the size of them. You got a little safety lock over here. You know, the size of them is pretty good. You can put some of those little Stouffer meals down in there, or if you're fancy like it, you know, you can do a little, maybe we'll freeze up a little bit of steaks or some burger meat, baby. I mean, look at all the storage you get in there. Just goes on and on and on. USB universal seat, more outlets, a great place where I would set up my coffee, like my little Keurig machine, get some stuff going. If you're getting funky down at nighttime, that's where you're getting the margaritas blended. Flip it back around. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Pretty special. Floating steps right inside the entry. So you got a place where maybe you can put off some shoes, indicated by those little foot stickers. And then you have your fuse box right here. And then right there is going to be all your slide out controls. So your bed, dinette, kitchen, all your different lighting structure, and then all of your different tank fills so you can check out the levels. Right here is going to be where you control your heat and AC. And then you also have another window primarily just to get a little extra sunlight and let you feel a little bit less trapped inside the RV, you know, when you're floating around. Now, right in here is going to be your bathroom. So you're going to notice you get the, let's see on the toilet, it's a porcelain foot flush throne. So it's nice that it's not going to be that plastic. I love the fact that you get pull-out storage right here. And then the shower's got the Tri-Glide glass series, so it opens up to be a little bit more, you know, roundy friendly, I guess I would say. And then you're stepping in. As far as head height is concerned, you're looking at about 6'8" for your head height. And then you got plenty of kind of moving and grooving room. If you're getting crazy down here, you got room for two, so you can kind of do your thing. You got place for, you know, your soaps, your shampoos, maybe hike up a leg. You're doing a little bit of shaving. You know, you're in the business. You also got a mirror right there to check out the old bowling gun, baby. Tankless on-demand hot water heater, so that way you can get, you know, some pretty good heat going on pretty darn quickly. And then you have the plumbed-in sink right there. This one is going to be plastic for the sink, so it keeps down on cost and weight. Plumbing, storage, and then this is what you're looking at for the sitting space. So I'm a bigger guy, kind of wide-shouldered. I'm also, you know, on the heavier side. But you can see I got not moving and grooving room, but I'm definitely taking a normal experience in here. All right, so now heading into the bedroom, what you're going to have is a queen-size bed. Looks like you got some room on the other side, so there might even be an option for a king. You'll have to check onto that. And then here up underneath, I mean, you got it's up on the strut system. You turn around, you got yourself your dresser. So you got 4 pull-out drawers. You also have a window with an emergency exit, so pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. Another control for the heat and AC. So this is going to be that zone 2 for right here. And this is all going to be ducted in, by the way. But you do have the option of opening up the dump valve. So if you're not going to be in the living room for a while, open that up, force the cool air here into the bedroom, and enjoy that just a hair more. Now, the Saber is going to use basically like a Rhino pin box, your standard run-of-the-mill fifth wheel pin box. So while it's not the most comfortable towing experience, it's you know, kind of your classic towing experience, but what it allows you to do is have more room up here into the front. So it's kind of one of those give or take things. Dryer prep right over here, washer prep right over there, and then you notice you got your cubbies, your hanging area right there is absolutely no problem. And then of course, you know, the TV backer with appropriate plugins. Head height, you know, you're looking, what is that, about 6'3" right there. So pretty nice to have that. But I think that about wraps it up for the inside portion. Now we'll head around the outside. If you don't mind, again, hit that like and subscribe button, and you know, drop your comments. Let me know what units you want to see. I'm going to be doing a lot of these shows, so I'm going to have an opportunity to get quite a few tours done here for you. But just in case you missed it the first time, length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes down in the description, along with a link where you can access some pricing. So the Saber is going to be a fiberglass vacuum bonded sidewall with the aluminum frame construction. So nothing too crazy. However, it is a little bit nicer of a way to do it. The fiberglass front cap is going to be molded, and you've got some safety markers right up there. So that's going to be a little bit of mini lights there for you. This is what I was talking about for the hitch, and I actually misspoke earlier. So they're using the ball, the Norco industry, which is very similar to that, but it is going to be the Moore ride there. This one does have the electric leveling, and then you got a little bit of storage here up front where you have your battery disconnect, your solar charge controller, so that way you can see what the solar is doing up on the roof. And then of course you have your battery, heated and enclosed underbelly there up underneath. You have access to your propane. And what I do like about Saber too is they're not using those super cheap clips. They actually have this, which I know it sounds minor, but I open and close these things all the time. And something like that is just a little bit, you know, a little bit nicer. Little leash latch for your furry friend. And then your pass-through storage. I don't know if the refrigerator is a standard or not, but it is pretty darn cool. I mean, coming out here, you're going to want to crack some apple juices. You got plenty to do. It's also deeper than most of that. That's crazy. Very cool. You could definitely fit probably a 45 rackaroonie up in that bad boy. No problemo. Screen door. You can also put a shade. It is going to be prepped up for a shade for that kind of like the Heidi-Ho entrance. You also have the solid entry steps that flip up into the doorway right there with your dual axle. The awning is going to be a really large amount of space because you have one over here a brake for the slide, so that part's a shame. But then you have it over the sun deck, but you get a lot of good versatility out of your, out of the side of it. So that's pretty cool. Two places really to hang out. Up on the back, you do have prep for the Lippert on-the-go ladder system, a backup camera prep. So that's kind of like the argument stopper there, so you can see what's going on behind you with some distance markers as you travel down the road. And then you're going to get a 2-inch receiver right here as well. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but it is prepped for that ladder to get on top of your fully walkable roof. You'll want to get up there, as often as you can, at minimum probably every 3 months. Just check your seals, check your slides. 50 amp cord connection. And then let's see what we got. See what we got, where we got it. Your dumps are going to be right over here. So you got your different valves. You got your spot right there. You got the back end of the tankless hot water heater. And then you're also going to see your outside shower, your black tank flush, city water connection, fresh water connection, a little nozzle there for, spraying down the grandkids. And then your BAL, electric auto leveling system. But all right, guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Again, this is the 2025 Sabre 33RLP. My name is Hunter. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. See ya.